What up, YouTube? Welcome to Idiot's Corner. You get to look inside the mind of an idiot and see what I think about stuff. Don't know why you care, but I'm making a video anyways. Anybody see this? I'm really happy. I love Transformers. I grew up watching them. I've said this before. They looks like they got a new movie slated for 2020, but this was disappointing. I was excited to see this, right? Because I love the Transformers. I liked Bumblebee, the last one they came out with. I liked the beginning of it, how they gave you a glimpse of what it should have been like the first Transformers, and I was hoping they'd go in that direction. A little bit more action than Bumblebee had, but the same concept as the beginning. Anyways, then I see this. Michael Bay, the guy that ruined the first 5 or whatever they were, wants to return and could direct Bumblebee 3. Now, this is we got this covered, so take it with a grain of salt, but they would be crazy to put this man back in charge. The only good movie to come out of it was Bumblebee, and that one wasn't even, it just gave you like, hey, this is what we could do with it in the beginning. The rest of it was a little bit boring, a little bit on the light side for me, but it made sense. There wasn't his weird camera angles and stupid humor that he has in all his movies, where you don't like, it's not even that funny, and they're just constantly making jokes and he sucks. Like, he ruined the Transformers. The last one, like I've said before, was basically a movie about what's that guy's name? Mark Wahlberg, Marky Mark, and some robots in the background. Didn't make any sense. I don't know if it's the scripts or the way he directs it, but they were just garbage. The first one was okay, and it just progressively went downhill from then. It was the same crap. I was really disappointed in the last one, where it was supposed to be the last night, and here you think they're talking about Optimus Prime, and nope. They show Optimus Prime on the cover with a sword like he's a knight and everything, but no, it's Mark Wahlberg. He's the last knight. Really? Like, what kind of Transformers movie is that, where it's about Mark Wahlberg? Anyways, stupid. But here's let's see what this says. Michael Bay spent a decade at the helm of the Transformers franchise, and while his 5 movies earned over $4 billion at the box office, the general consensus is that they were largely awful. I agree with that. The first installment is regarded as the high point, and even that wasn't exactly universally beloved. There was some cool action scenes, like when they fought on the bridge. There was some cool stuff like that. But then there was just such weird stuff that he put in there, like weird interactions, like when they're hiding outside his house. It was supposed to be funny, but just turned out to be awkward and cringy. To me, anyways. I don't know what you guys felt. With reviews getting progressively worse for each new entry, until the $500 million drop off in revenue that greeted the last night made it abundantly clear that audience had lost interest. Yeah, in these incomprehensible, that's a perfect word to explain his movies, assault on the senses. Yeah, I love this, what they wrote right here. That's exactly my feelings on it. Ironically, the first Transformers movie without Bay behind the camera turned out to be the best one yet by a country mile, but Bumblebee still ended up as the lowest grossing adventure for the Autobots yet. Well, they had one robot in the whole movie. I'm sure the budget on Bumblebee was a quarter, if that, of what Michael Bay got for his movies, where he had so much more action and stuff going on. This one, you got 2 Transformers in it, but mostly it was just Bumblebee until the very end, and then, the beginning scene. That was probably the most expensive parts of the movie compared to Michael Bay's. Just a few years ago, Paramount had assembled no less than 12 writers to work on their proposed cinematic universe, but the law of diminishing returns has now seen the studio decide to reboot the franchise from the ground up. I'm glad. That was one of the things that disappointed me about Bumblebee, was that they were trying to continue with the nonsense that had already been started. Didn't even make any sense. The plot holes all over. They were going to try to continue with that. So I'm kind of glad they're rebooting it. I just hope they do it right this time and get somebody in there that knows the Transformers and not some douchebag that gives his take on what he thinks they should be like, or that he wasn't even a fan of them. And you know how that goes. They do that with everything in Hollywood. There are already numerous Transformers projects in the works, including a Bumblebee sequel, a Beast Wars adaptation, a new live. Now, Beast Wars, I like the cartoon. I don't know how they're going to do that as a show and make them look like actual beasts. Like they did on the cartoon. I thought it was a little bit weird, but I ended up actually enjoying the cartoon. I was in my 20s probably when that came out. I want to say it was like 96, 97. But anyways, a new live action movie that will ignore the continuity, however you say that, of Bay's output, and a feature-length animation from Toy Story 4 director Josh Cooley. Sounds good. Hopefully he doesn't make it like hokey like Toy Story or something. And we've now heard from our sources, the same ones who told us Extraction is getting a sequel and that Transformers was being rebooted months before it was announced, that the orchestra of big screen Bayham reportedly wants back in. I hope they don't let him back in. You'd have to be a stupid to let him back in, but Hollywood does a lot of stupid things, so I don't think they would let him back in because he lost money in the end. But who knows? From what we understand, Bay has the itch to play in the Transformer sandbox again and has already spoken to both the higher-ups at Paramount and the franchise's producers about possibly directing the planned Bumblebee 3. Nothing is set in stone just yet, and they've only had talks at this stage, but he's apparently eager to return. I hope they don't let this guy back in. Of course, this might not be the greatest move. It's not at all for the Transformers. Bay's movies have done big business, sure, but it isn't a coincidence that the first one he wasn't responsible for turned out to be the best one yet. Then again, the producers have already admitted that Bumblebee 2 will have some more Bayham in it. Oh, I hope not. So perhaps they might be willing to bring the director back again if he could rein it in a bit and stick to closer to. I thought I was retarded, but that's them. And stick closer to the more grounded tone that the series has now set out for itself. Do they read this over before they put it up? Yeah, I hope they don't let him. I hope they don't put any Bayham or whatever you call that in Bumblebee 2. I don't know how it would be in there if he's not part of it, unless he's given advice. But I don't know why they would even have him do that. He ruined the first one. I mean, he ruined the first 5 movies. I don't know why they would have him back in. He's such a douche. Look at him in these pictures. Mark Wahlberg. Come on. The Last Night. Where is the Transformer in any of these pictures? It's all crap. Anyways, tell me what you guys think. Would you like to see Michael Bay return and do the Transformers? I wouldn't. I hope they do. They stick a little bit close to what they did with Bumblebee, as far as like in the beginning where they showed the other Transformers. But I hope they don't have Michael Bay involved at all. Keep him far away from it. Just add a little bit more action, and I think it'll be a great movie. Whoever had some of the ideas in the first one did what we originally wanted all along, and they ignored us for 5 movies. All us fans of Transformers that grew up watching it, they ignored us for 5 movies, and then they knew what we wanted. They know what we want in these movies, but it's always some douchebag that thinks he can do it better than what the original envisionment was. I don't know if that's a word, but anyways, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, please like. Sorry I haven't made a video for a while. I've been kind of busy. Going to try to start making them more frequently again. Give me a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.